Guys, we gotta talk about this Direct. We gotta talk about Nintendo because I don't know what's going on. We all had so many expectations going in. We were expecting this thing to be a banger. In my opinion, it wasn't. I know there are people that watch this Direct and when the Final Fantasy Guitar Hero game was announced, jumped out of their feet in absolute excitement. I get that, but it wasn't for me, and I feel like it wasn't for you. There was talk about an F-Zero remake. There was talk about GameCube Online. There was talk about a 3D Donkey Kong game. There was talk about a new 2D Mario platformer. We didn't get any of that. I convinced the entire world that there was going to be a new Mario baseball game. What was I thinking? They always start these directs off with Fire Emblem, and I never understood it. First off, the protagonist, you know when you go to like a fast food restaurant, you grab a drink, and maybe you put a little bit of Sprite, a little bit of Coke in the same exact cup? That's what the protagonist of this Fire Emblem game looks like. It looks like when someone asked me what flavors I wanted for my slushie, I said strawberry and bluegrass. I just don't know. I feel like I can't escape Fire Emblem. I feel like I can't escape Fire Emblem, and I can't escape Xenoblade Chronicles, man. How many Chronicles are there? How many more of those do we need? The last time we got a Mario 3D game was 2017, man. How is there not one person in these conferences and these meetings raising their hands and going, guys, we've talked about 7 to 10 farming games, okay? We need a new Mario game, don't you think? And they probably just threw him out the fucking window, man. After the pre-roll of Fire Emblem, they were showing Yoshiaki, and like, he even knows. He looks like he knows this is not gonna go well. This man is the waiter delivering the food. He ain't the cook. He's the waiter. Maybe he gets his hands involved a little bit in the food, but my gosh, man, it looked like he was about to deliver some bad news, but he wasn't. Because here's the good news. We have 17 different farming RPG games coming this winter, and that is massive. Where did this farming wave come from? The last time I heard about farming games was like the game Farmville back in like 2002 that you played on Facebook. Like, I wouldn't even consider Animal Crossing a farming game, but they announced Forgotten Valley, Fae Farm, Harvestella. They were so into farming that during the Mario Kart Wave 3 portion of the announcements, one of the tracks was literally Peach's Garden, which don't get me started with that because they announced 2 of them. How are you gonna announce 2 and one being a Mario Kart Tour port? I think it's cool that we're getting Mario Kart content, and I'm not being an ungrateful piece of shit. I'm just saying that I expected to hear, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of the 8. That's like someone selling you a chocolate chip cookie and there's 2 chocolate chips in it. There should be 8. We got that new Final Fantasy Guitar Hero game. Can't wait to play that. Over 500 Final Fantasy songs. Honestly, at the end of the day, I was just looking for them to announce something where I can spend more time with my in-game spouse.
A brand new mode has been added to help you enjoy more quality time with your in-game spouse.
Oh, yeah! In my opinion, I do believe that the SpongeBob Odyssey game was probably the most underrated game announced today. No one's really talking about that. And then, of course, GoldenEye being ported to the Switch, which, in my opinion, that's a W. And if it wasn't for that, this Direct probably would have been a 4 out of 10 for me. One of the saddest things about this Direct, though, is that Mario Party Superstars is dead. The game is dead. Them announcing that they're porting Mario Party 2, and 3 to the Switch just shows that they don't really give a flying fuck about Mario Party Superstars. But it makes sense because Mario Party Superstars was just supposed to be a nostalgic game. Honestly, I think Mario Party Superstars is one of the best Mario Parties I've ever played. It just needs more mini games and more boards. But why do they gotta do that when they can just port the games to the Switch and just call it a day? Hey guys, I got a great idea since we have more time now. Let's make a fucking farming game. Like I already mentioned, I'm a big Nintendo sports fan. And when they announced Switch Sports, I just didn't really care this time. I was kind of looking forward to golf being released this fall. And now that it's delayed to December, I literally could not care less. The motion controls in Mario Golf Super Rush are awful. If it's the same motion controls in Switch Sports, It's gonna be a disaster. Literally in this teaser, you can see someone slicing their ball. The fact that it's taken them this long to just add golf to the game, the simple movement of just is telling. I don't see there being another sport added to that game until the end of 2023. Now, like most directs, the first part of them is just full of nonsense and third-party bullshit that some of us care about, which is fine. I think that's okay. But when you start getting towards the end of the direct and you kind of look towards your clock and see, oh man, there's only about 10 minutes left, something else about to pop off. Especially when Miyamoto shows up, baby! Yeah! That is my dude, Miyamoto! Here we were expecting to possibly get a little bit of a teaser of the new Mario movie. Expectations were high to finally hear Jack Black's impression of Bowser going, "Skadoosh!" But no, it was mentioned one time, and then we got something really special. We got Pikmin Go, baby. Literally Pokemon Go, but Pikmin. Bang! Hey, honestly, I think that's a great idea, but man, I think we should really focus on a 3D Mario game. Another farming game. Flowers, plants. Go outside and collect Pikmin. I'm gonna stay inside, turn on the AR filter, point it to my dick, and make it Dickman. It's hard enough for me to go outside, okay? With my anxiety, and then I have to have the idea of like, oh shit, I got some Pikmin, I got some flowers to bloom. Let me see what's popping off here. I gotta feed them my nectar. The nectar of the gods. I don't have the time for that. We already have Pokemon Go. That game is somewhat dead. I know people still play it, but nothing will ever beat the launch of that game ever. It seems like they're trying to replicate this with Pikmin, but that is just not gonna happen. Miyamoto then announced that there will be Pikmin 4 coming, which is actually a huge W for Pikmin fans. I think that is a really dope thing. It's a really cool game. I am actually looking forward to that. And then the direct kind of like awkwardly ended where Yoshiaki was just like, and then there's this. And it was about 15 seconds of the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. It was about 15 seconds of footage. 5 seemed like regular gameplay and 10 seemed like cinematic. 5 also being cinematic gameplay we've already seen. And then the direct just ended. No goodbye, nothing. The logo came on screen and it should have just said, gotcha! I'm a Nintendo fan at the end of the day. I played all of these games growing up, but man, what is the lineup for the end of this year? If you look at the website, there's literally nothing being released in December. In October, we got Bayonetta. In November, we have Pokemon. And that's it. I know some of you guys are probably sitting here thinking, well, maybe the website isn't updated yet. Okay, well, when the website is updated, what's gonna be in December? Switch Sports Golf? Man, I guess that's gonna save the holiday season. I am very hopeful for Nintendo, though. Nintendo has been mine and your go-to company for like the past 20 years. These are games that we grew up on, systems that we grew up on, and you have to think, at one point, Nintendo will have to go back to the way that they used to be. I don't want to blame everything on COVID and the pandemic, but if I had to, I would say that it really did truly affect the development of most of these games. Mario Strikers Battle League is clearly unfinished. Switch Sports is clearly unfinished. So unfinished that they had to push golf to December. There's literally nothing from Mario Party Superstars. There has been barely any conversation about a new Mario Kart. Barely any conversation about a 3D Mario game. But I will say there is a calm always before the storm. The calm just happens to be 17 farm games and Pikmin on the phone.